Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Fazana here. So it's lockdown 3. I mean, I don't know about you, but I am bored. I have far too much time on my hands and not enough things to do. You know, there's only so many books you can read, there's only so many podcasts you can listen to, and then you are left with all of the thoughts in your head that you don't usually like to think about. But yeah, I've been thinking. So one of the things I've been thinking about in the last couple of weeks has been, how do I make big life decisions? Now, I don't have any answers, it's just my thought process, and I kind of want to share it and see what you guys think. I like to think I'm an adult, and you know, some may disagree. My parents would probably disagree. I'm an adult. I make life decisions based on lots of well-considered options. You know, I look at the pros and cons list. I, do my due diligence, write a board report before presenting it to the board, for example, right? I don't think so. The more I think about it, the more I realize is when I've made the biggest decisions in my life, some of them have been really based on feelings. Some of them have been based on impulses. So when I say impulses, I don't mean sort of like a buying impulse or a craving. What I mean is something inside me has felt right. Now, what is that? I personally assign that to a gut feeling. So how does that work? Are we just, willy-nilly making decisions about our lives based on a feeling? How do you control that? How do you put mitigations around that? How do you know if that's going to be right? What if you end up living in a squalor just because, I don't know, you liked the plants inside and it made you feel like home? How does that work? The more I thought about it, the more I kind of realized that maybe it's not as wild and as primitive as we think. What are gut feelings driven by? From what I understand, is it's kind of your inner instinct, right? Based on your survival, based on evolution. Maybe there's a little bit more to it. So what I mean by that is, if there's a way that we can mitigate or maybe put some, I don't want to say rules because rules sounds constrictive. What I mean is, if there was a way to guide our gut instincts, maybe that's the way to go, right? Maybe that's how we can evolve our gut instinct and make sure that kind of our decision making has some boundaries, so we don't end up living in, I don't know, some kind of a squalor, or maybe for me it would be in the middle of the jungle, whatever that might be. So the more I thought about it, the more it made me think about my core values, right? So if I know all of my core values and they are non-negotiable to me, if I then think about my decision-making process and my gut feeling, maybe my gut feeling is aligned to my core values because that's who I am at my core and that's what I believe, and that will guide my gut instinct. I don't know if this is making any sense. This is possibly a thinking process of a mad woman in lockdown 3, in, I don't know, isolation, madness. It's how madness starts, right? I don't know, but hear me out. So the more I thought about it, the more I convinced myself that gut instincts are guided by your values. Therefore, it's very important to know about your values, and that is how decisions should be made. So all of this overthinking about, all of the options, weighing out the pros and cons, maybe that's not the way to go. Maybe overthinking is the real pandemic of our society. I mean, I do think that plays a massive part in how we've lost ourselves in the midst of so many options on Deliveroo, on dating apps, and life in itself, and all of the decision fatigue that we suffer from. Actually, just thinking about the biggest decisions that we make in our lives. So for example, where we live, who do we include in our lives? Maybe that is where you follow your gut instincts because it is guided by your values. I'm going to sum all of this up because I feel like I've been rambling and I'm not even sure if any of this makes sense to me, let alone anybody else that doesn't even know me. So I think how I personally make big decisions are based on gut feelings. I cannot think of a single big decisions I've made where I've really truly based it on pros and cons list. I think I've made it based on a gut feeling and later on gathered evidence to confirm my already made decisions. So basically gathered evidence based on a confirmation bias. So why aren't they then super wrong? And I think the reason for that being is my gut feelings or my gut instinct is mostly guided by my core values. And I think the more aligned you are with your core values, the more you know yourself and the more you know your own values and what your non-negotiables are, the more likely you are to make the right decisions, even impulsively and instinctively. So that's kind of where my thinking process has taken me. You might disagree, and if you do disagree, please do let me know in the comment sections below. What I would like to know is, do you know your core values, and what process have you used to kind of find your core values, and what are they? Share. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do like, share, comment and subscribe. And I make videos about minimalism, about creativity, and how to live a more content and meaningful life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.